Stanley, are you in a mood? Stanley, are you Stanley around? Huh? Come. Kiki mama? Oh, my sweet baby Stan. My sweet baby Tuck. My sweet baby Tuck. Oh, I need to go get water. Gotta go on a water run. Gotta go on a water run, Benzo. What do you think about that, Benny? Benny said, Margie? Benny don't care much about that. Been a good dog, though. Been a good boy. Grandma Red is still sleeping. Oh my goodness. Stanley, you're such a pretty eye guy. Don't fall off that. That's not even... Okay, that's not centered. I gotta find a better solution for that. We'll figure that out. Oh. Breathe. That was breathing. What is all the energy, Stanley? He said it's Year of the Dragon. Are you the house? Are you instead of the house? You're the house dragon now? Huh? It's Year of the Dragon. And all the world is abuzz. It's Chinese New Year of the Dragon. And Mom's dragging her wagon. She don't want to get up yet. That's alright. I don't blame her. I didn't want to get up either. I've been up since what, 5? 4:30, 3:30? I don't know. I don't ever hardly sleep. Kind of all blends and merges with Marge merges all together. Just boop. Stanley, where's the laser light? Back to reality. Back to reality. I remember when this song came out, I was in high school. How I really need me. I've been dancing in my living room and kitchen my whole life. That's so funny. I got the dancing bug. Thanks. I don't dance I'm not as agile as I used to be. Because everything, and then it's like, do I want to hurt myself? Like, do I want to do that? I mean, I like to stay limber, and it helps with stretching. I'd like to move back in town and get closer to like the community center. They have a pool, and it would behoove me to do water aerobics. So that's what I'm going to try to make happen next. Huh, Benny? We're done with this place, huh? Yeah. I know, I might not know where I'm wanted. I know where I'm not. And it's a really uncomfortable place to be unwelcome. And I've been unwelcome a lot. I've been the outsider a lot. I've been unwelcome a lot. Even though I'm adaptable, still I'm an outsider because they make me an outsider. And the funny part of it is Mom was born around here, so these people are like probably my cousins and shit like that. But then I look about how they treat their family, and I'm like, nah, that's cool. I don't want to be a part of your clan, your tribe, your whatever. You know, in New Mexico though, they've been throwing away their less than perfect for all time. You know, a lot of people have kids in New Mexico shouldn't be having sex, shouldn't be chasing sensations, shouldn't be doing that grown up behavior with the mentality in what they have. A lot of people maintain their mentality. They start drinking about, I don't know, 13, 14, 15. And they granted, they evolve in chronological years. Their mentality stops evolving when they start replacing their spirit with the demons. Got a lot of demons running around in charge these days. The false for profits. This is like one of the biggest weekends ever for the false for profits. All of the wasted resources this weekend, not being put into anything decent, not put in anything good, just all for the allegiance of not good orderly direction, all for to serve other gods. You know, all the rituals. What if we spoke frankly in the world? What if there were news forecasts and the presenters like me stood up and said, well, hi, pretty baby. This week, I can't even read my own writing. This week, rituals are hosted by the Freemasons and the Jesuits, and the witches of manipulation that are sponsoring this are, name all these freaking, and I don't know. Everybody has different definitions. Of what a witch is. People keep calling Taylor Swift a witch, and I'm just like, I think she's down with the straw. I think she and I are very similar. She's a life past 7. I can track her thinking. And why she does the things when she does it, and they definitely in line with planetary alignments. And do I think has she ever slit the throat or something like that? I don't know the woman. I don't know these people. I don't put anything past anybody, because everybody has a shadow side, and those that spend more effort showing you their light, I'm like, there's a shadow in there. What are they doing with it? I do know, I did look her up, because I got my latitude, longitude theories, my beliefs, and like our energetic frequency in our people is congruent to the energetic frequency of the planet, and like we go places we're supposed to go based on our vibration and stuff like that. And she was born in Reading, Pennsylvania. And it's on the 40th parallel. And for the formative years, well, not the I guess the first few years are the most formative, but like when I evolved from a young person into an adult, I grew up and like went to school most of the time, stuff like that. I grew up in Redding, California, which is also on the 40th parallel. See, I mean, like, it's a lot of the it's like the groups, the clubs. I don't care which it's the clubs collectively going around going, let's see how I can fuck up the world in this way, and then they do it, and that could just be doing things that aren't practical. That's the easiest way to F up the world, is just doing impractical. Like, I live in New Mexico, and here comes another building. Here comes another business building. A building for businesses. There ain't no places for poor people to live, but there's another building to put business. It's like their priorities are straight. If you support the bottom, you'll begin to build a solid foundation. And the bureaucrats don't have the thought process, the ideas to fix what's broken because it's their numb heads that broke it. And so they're not good. You can't fix the same problem with the same consciousnesses that created it. And those idiots made poor people because poor people pay for their paychecks because they get all the budgets and they get all the allowances and all the grants to help the people, and then the people get like next to nothing, if nothing, while they get, company cars and county cars and with warm seats and stuff like that. It's really unfair. So I think about that a lot. Like, what if people really talked about how things really were? Like, people go into the welfare, the food stamp office, and they're like, I got laid off and I can't get another job and I'm worried about feeding my family. And the person behind the counter would be like, yeah, that's all well and good, but remember in high school when you were a jerk to me? Yeah, I never forgot that either, so I'm not going to help you today. I mean, that's how life really, there's a lot of people that don't get shit because of shit that happened so long ago. People aren't even the same. But that's, the rules, regulations, policies, and procedures don't go for everyone, I was told not to live, I was raised to live within my means and not, buy stuff I didn't need and be too selfish all the time. I was always told, don't be selfish, don't be selfish. Oh my God, if ever I'm selfish, for shit's sake. Fuck. Oh, the selfishness in me. Right? The level. And so, all these people tell me about who I am. And then I listened to this video earlier today. I'm like, this other guy just found out he's like autistic and he's in his 30s, 40s, and he lives up in Washington. Maybe I should just play his story. It's on TikTok. I don't know how that works. You're a pretty girl. But, no, I better not. I already have enough. Anyway. And he's about to get evicted, and so he has like 2 to 3 months before he gets evicted, because that's how long where he lives the eviction process takes. And I'm like, dude, my solutions are viable. We're gonna need in communities all over the place more places that I'm willing to support, right? Because the people that will want to help themselves, put themselves in better situations, they will want to come and work with me. I'm like a spiritual Mr. Miyagi kind of thing. And I've been through it. I've done all the work. I have the disciplines. I have the resume. I have the history. I've been taking care of Mom for a number of years in situations, to point out, hey, people want to know everyone talks about how the system's broke. I talk about how and where it is broke, and I have a lot to bring to the table, and I guess people that don't have much to bring to the table, they recognize that in me, and they don't want to be, shown for the frauds that they are, right? Like, all the rituals that are happening this weekend, it's just like, because you have the extremists in every group, and I understand that. I recognize that that's why people are afraid of people, is because of the extremists and the extremists without discipline. They are the scariest type of people. And look at all the extremists that are self-will. They can't stop. When I see people that like, and I worked a number of years in a lot of environments where there's a lot of different archetypes and different, the military, Corp America, hospital. I worked at universities, academia. I worked in all these different, where all these really smart people were. And I'd watch all these people and I'd see how they could and they could not control themselves. And I see it everywhere I go. When I was like worked in university, you know, it's like that's one thing. At AA meetings of recovery for years, I'd always just like, okay, I can see it now. Where is it in my life where I can and I cannot control myself? And I try and recognize that. And then things that I want to do too much. Like, man, I really want to go to that concert, man. I'm gonna go into debt, put it on a credit card. If the more stuff I want, I shouldn't do it because that's ego. That's ego driven. That's easing God out. The right thing to do. I mean, I've been to a lot of concerts like that. I took that picture at Taylor Swift a number of years back, 1989, but I didn't spend more than $300 on the ticket, and I still got front row because there's loopholes in everything. You just got to know what they are, and I got the tickets the day of the show, and I wasn't willing to. I gave myself a maximum budget. And then it said, okay, here's general admission front row. It was like $273. And I was like, right on. So, and then I started, and at least she gives back. I mean, she does a lot of things that regular people don't do. And hopefully I could one day encourage her and motivate her to do more. Like earthly things. Because she's up in the ethers, man. People like her. I'm kind of up in the ethers too. I just don't have as many zeros and numbers in my bank account. I think I'm pretty comfortable though. And I don't get to go a lot of places anyway. I mean, I think it would be it's good for me to have roots. It's part of my life lesson is just to learn how to be chill and be in the present moment. And live in this present moment, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and not get too caught up in other people's present moments, and their present moments that they set precedents, and they say, "Hey, this present moment is over here. It's so important," and then that takes me away from my present moment when their present moment is bullshit. Like I'm over the mainstream everything. Like that the big interview, like all the stuff that everybody gives a shit about. I'm just not. And then so I go into places to try and find fellowship, and I endure the stupid nonsense that they listen to or they want to talk about, like freaking that interview with that short little I hate gays dude. Dude, I'm gay. I don't identify with any of that alphabet soup nonsense though. It took me a lot of years not to hate myself just because I was something that so many people hated, and I don't care anymore. And it's like, maybe I'll even get my gay card revoked because it's been so many years since I actually been gay. Can it fall off? Can gay fall off? Maybe it fell off me. Maybe there's some really smart dude out there that doesn't have a hairy butt that I can have, and I've had a lot of examples. And I ain't never in 50 years seen one guy that I was like, dude, yeah. Ben, you're so cute. Don't be too loud to Ben anymore. Ben is just resting and relaxing and ruffling loud with Benny's ears, Marge. A good boy, Benny. I gotta go into town and get water today. So so we got Chinese New Year. So all the extremists that are gonna do all their weird, wacky, I'm gonna harvest this energy in the designated name of this group. And then you have the superb owl. Biggest ritual in America, and F poor people, and people who can't pay for their insulin, and F them with $2.5 million box fees. I probably know people that go to the Super Bowl. I remember back when I worked in Chevy's, like the girls that worked in the bartender, one of the bartender girls, bar area girls, she Somebody she knew did the logo and it was just like it's I see one game played over and over and over with people in different jerseys and it's annoying and I have no care interest and it's all in energies. It's all the big it's so annoying. And but I like in my feed that I see more people recognizing it as a ritual and how stupid it is and they won't participate and all that stuff too and it's just a bandwagon. It's just a toot toot, get on your little bandwagon, be like everybody else so this group accepts you and doesn't think you're a D-bag, but you really are. Because they're a bunch of D-bags too, and like attracts like. What does that say? What else is... So we got the superb owl, we got the extremist in those groups. You got the... What else is there? There was like 3 or 4 things. And it's even all over Twitter, like, on my feed. People, like, post... People I follow and stuff like that, they post things, on what the date is, what the ritual is, and what they're gonna do. Because a lot of these places, like a lot of these people, as we were finding out, the orgy is a very popular pastime for a lot of low vibrational beings. And maybe they don't do it today still, but they have plenty. And a lot of people, dude, sex just fucking ruins people, man. People play with sex. It is so annoying. Like, sex breaks people. I guess that one guy, there's a movie coming out on Netflix or something like that about another perv, and I was a little old for Nickelodeon. I still watched shows that were on. I was still in high school. Like, you can't do that on television. 15, like, and I knew who that guy was. You know, it just. People just... And I did watch shows and see movies and did see watch the progressional decline, de-evolution, because she got ruined. You know, you got little kids that want to do grown-up things, and then you have them do grown-up things because it's cute. It's weird. You don't care because their whole smaller orifices and shit, it's gross. They're just people that do that are disgusting. I know I've been touched by the hand of darkness and evil myself, and lots of people have, and just the fact that they had to go on just acting like it doesn't happen, and you know, the world's... And it's really sad to see what has happened to Amanda Bynes. I mean, I remember, like, I'm like, dude, this chick is gonna... She could do it like you could kind of see where her career could go. And then, but she became she lost her soul. She had to mask the pain. She had to cover up pain, and why can't we create a world where people are not hurt? You know, first you gotta let the people that have been hurt designate their pain and declare their pain and talk about it in whatever environment they want to, whatever they feel fit. See, the world, a lot of these systems, like, a lot of these people, I don't want to hear it, because then it's gonna remind them of their own shit, and they don't want to deal with their shit. So it's more people not dealing with shit and a bunch of really angry, mad people going around the world taking it on other people because hurt people hurt people. There are ways to get past it. Like, you don't have to... If every day you just took a little bit of time and did other things for other people, you just feel better about life. You do. It's proven. So anybody, trying to heal any ancestry karma? Have you figured out where it is yet? I found out a while back where mine was. So and I know how to work on it, right? And one of the ways is to be the best daughter that I can be to mom, and to take care of her the best way I can. She came from New Mexico. She was thrown in an orphanage. She was born with two cleft feet. She wasn't a part of the tribe enough. No, people didn't want to do what it took to take care of her, so they just gave her up. And so that put her life in a trajectory that probably that I know worked out in my benefit, because to grow up around here, I don't know if I would. I think I would struggle. I would have struggled here. I don't know if I ever would have made it out of the bottle. Maybe. I don't know if I had even existed if that was how it was going to go down. Anyway, and so it was really important to her to keep her kids. See? And it was so, because she was adopted and she didn't want to give her kid, because my dad, his parents really tried to get custody, but he would not have raised us. And my brother would have been, he still is the happy Freemason, I'm sure. The guy's got to be a Freemason. Anyway, it's in our bloodline. If I was a dude, man, all the places I would have gone and been, the clubs I would have been welcome into. I probably would have a different attitude about it. But anyway, so it's really important mom keep her kids. And seeing Jerry threw us away. He don't give a shit about family, so he's not healing his family line of you take care of family. And mom didn't drink and do drugs and alcohol and stuff like that. She made bad choices. She was a young woman trying to take care of two kids in the 70s. Yet she didn't know what the hell she was doing. She couldn't even hardly, she couldn't walk a lot on her feet. She could, and then her feet would hurt with all of her surgeries and stuff like that. No, that didn't matter. And so, but I picked up, and then when she had her stroke, I was like, okay, Mom, it's going to be you and me. It's going to be you and me then. And then on Father's side, come from long line of drunks. Come to find out her Scottish. And I love whiskey. I'm a whiskey girl. I guess it is something that's in you. And my brother, when he went to Scotland, he freaking did the whiskey tour, the Scotland whiskey, where you go. That's a lot of history. I mean, that's a lot of imprint, weird, Anyway, we're just not cut from. I mean, we're. It's so weird how we are so different. Trippy. And I could have coexisted with him. I did. He just didn't want to with me no more, and I don't care no more. So I come from a long line of drunks on my father's side. So as long as I figure if I could die not drunk on alcohol, not obliterated, consumed by demons, just going around doing whatever what I want whenever I feel like it, that's okay, because I'm real successful, blah blah blah. I drive fancy cars that are stupid, engineerically retarded, lame, but they're real expensive, and people think I'm real important because I drive one. And I go to these places because this is where I seen other people that I think are real important. I see them that they go there and they go here, and then I was like, oh shit! It occurred to me this morning. I'm like, the freaking superb owl is lighting up the 35th parallel. Shit, and I am near the 35th parallel. And so I'm gonna be dipping out. I don't know. I'll probably do a live tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow. So I hope other people have figured out how they, what how they can stop the stuff that is perpetual. And so many people could stop just the alcohol and drug use. Like, it could stop with them. Like, stop it with me. They just perpetuate the cycle. And then people benefit from the nastiness of the cycle. And then here we are. It's so silly. What is that? Why I goof off? Why I think about that sometime. like why I clown around and goof off and stuff like that. Because I was always that person that every little girl they try to put in their place, and now it's like try and put people still do try to put me in my place, however kind of way, and then I'll mock them and make fun of them, and then they're like, oh shit, she knows what I'm doing. Because you're an obvious human being, because you're freaking NPC. And that's how NPCs act to me. And so, anyway, my train of what was I talking about? Oh, and so it's for all the for all the little kids that want to bust out and dance around, that grow up in an environment that ain't, you know, conducive to their spiritual growth, and the stifler. When you grow up amongst the stiflers, it's hard. I know. And now I see people that are going to need more help. I see them all over the place. We need these places where people can come and contribute to their environment, and we're doing measurable tasks until we get them into a place and teach them, how to support their community. I'm trying not to look at the future and put any kind of eyes on any kind of trajectory of a definite timeline, because it's not my place. And sometimes in my life, there have been actually many times where I have done that, and that storyline has come to be true. And people recently have commented on videos that I made 7 years ago. This stuff is coming out now. And, I ain't gonna focus on what the future looks like. It's none of my business. I'm gonna focus on what I can do to help the young people in this community prepare themselves for whatever kind of future is headed this way. So I just gotta keep putting myself in places where I think the people that can help make this happen are gonna be. And keep okay. You wanna go outside? Wanna go walk around? Alright, anyway. Mom's gotta get up anyway. So I think that's about all I got for now. What did I call today's talk? False for profits. Yeah, we're gonna start really soon. I mean, I did videos back in 2019. 2020 is gonna be the year of clear vision, that we're gonna really start getting people are gonna start showing us who they are. We're gonna see who they are based on the level of truth we're willing to accept, and people have still been playing the game, and you can't buy. It's like at what point can you stop going with the bullshit? It's got to end at some point. Like, at some point, the planet has to care more about people than entertainment and shit like that. I mean, at some point, it's got to happen. Anyway, that's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope